Hi, Jamie Davis here from the Nursing Show here at the ANIA 2016 conference talking about nursing informatics. And we're here in San Francisco. I've got Anita here with me from Children's Hospital of Denver.
Children's Hospital of Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Denver is in Colorado, but I didn't get it quite right. So one of the things that we're going to ask you to talk about here, and maybe you can share with us right away, is a little bit about why you wanted to become a nurse and what brought you to informatics after you became a nurse.
So the reason I wanted to become a nurse is because I was actually a teenage mother, and my daughter was born with sacrococcyteratoma, and she was born at a children's hospital in Philadelphia. And those nurses were outstanding. They not only provided the best of care to my daughter, but they also made sure that they provided the emotional and social support that I needed as a teenage mother. And I always had the passion to give back to others what they gave to me. So that was my driving force to go into nursing. The reason that I went into nursing informatics is I was the nursing quality manager at a pediatric facility in Houston, and we started to implement our EHR. So they didn't have the informatics role, and they volunteered me that this was going to be a role enhancement. So of course, I went into it, and with my quality, patient safety, and regulatory background, I became very passionate about informatics. So I am now at Children's Hospital Colorado as the Chief Nursing Informatics Officer, which is a newly developed role. So my passion within this organization is assuring that we can speak to the people, the process, and the technology.
It's so important, and I was here last year, and they were talking a lot about this concept of the CNIO, that it was important not just to have a chief nursing officer, but to have a chief nursing informatics officer to make sure that that nurse's voice was heard when we were implementing new technologies in the hospital, and I think that's so important. What are some of the things that you think nurses, even if they're not informatics specialists, but every nurse deals with technology every day, what does even that bedside nurse need to be aware of as a big issue in bringing technology to the bedside?
So one of the things that I think is very important is that we engage the nurses to trust the technology, because if we look at how we function with technology outside of our work, as people, we can integrate into the iPhone technology. It makes sense to us with the social media. However, when we bring it into our workforce, especially, I think because nurses, it's a little bit different with nursing. It's more about the caring and the touch and the touching of taking care of people. We just have not yet embraced that technology plays a huge part of our day-to-day operation. So just trying to get the nurses to be a little bit more trusting with technology is one of my goals.
It's a challenge, though, because you don't want to do something wrong, and so I've heard somebody talk about all the workarounds that nurses come up with to avoid using the technology.
Yes, I agree. I recently did a observational shadow day with a few nurses, and we have the technology there. However, I work with 3 different generational gaps, and they all still use the brain. Everybody know what the brain is. It was a brain outside of the room, a brain inside of the room, and I kept asking them questions just around that workflow and just the efficiency and all the wasted time, and that's what popped to me to say, okay, how can I, as the CNIO, build an environment where the nurses can trust the technology?
That's so important, and I'm so glad to hear that that role has been created for you, and so maybe we can talk in the future, at a future event, about how that's continuing to evolve and expand, because I think so many nurses are needing that person in your role at their facility, and maybe we can inspire other hospitals to do the same. Final question for you. Why is it important for nurses in informatics to come to this conference? Why is ANIA's annual event so important for them to attend?
So I think what ANIA brings is just that voice. So it brings the voice to get out there how important having nursing informatics is within healthcare technology. So this is my philosophy, and I believe everyone else believes this also, is if any clinical workflow has technology involved, you have to have an informaticist. And I think ANIA is the voice, not just from different states, but national and internationally, to recognize how important informatics, especially nursing informatics, plays in that role.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. I appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you for checking out this segment here from ANIA 2016 in San Francisco. I'm Jamie Davis from The Nursing Show. Remember to find all of the segments I recorded here over at ania.org and also available over at NursingShow.com.